When discussing the behavioral characteristics of autism, there are many things that we notice in these individuals, and there is quite a range of behaviors that we see based on the severity of the autism spectrum disorder and the cognition of the individual who has been diagnosed with autism. One of the first behavioral characteristics parents may notice is an unusual interest or focus in a specific item or topic. Often with children, it could be dinosaurs or trains or cars, and that is the only toy that the child is interested in playing with and the only topic in which the child is interested in discussing. That can often be a challenge for parents because the child doesn't engage in other activities or doesn't engage with other children or peers. Another characteristic you often see is repetitive body movements, such as hand flapping or spinning. A lot of times these occur when the child is overstimulated or is seeking sensory input. Some of the other characteristics we see are related to the unusual and repetitive use of toys or objects. They may repeatedly switch lights off and on or open and close doors repeatedly. They may line up the toys based on specific characteristics such as size, color, shape, and they won't play with them as a typical child would do. They also have a rigid adherence to routines, such as having to complete a task or an assignment in a specific order every single time. They may follow the same routes through the school or through their house to get to specific areas that they need to get to on a regular basis. They may also have difficulty changing the route to and from school or to and from the park or to and from the store if the routine changes. So if the parent needs to go somewhere different, it can cause quite an emotional reaction to the child. One of the tools I've seen teachers utilize with students who struggle with changes in routine are visual schedules, which allow them to see the change in the schedule prior to the change occurring. And this gives them a sense of control over that change. Other characteristics you might see are unusual sensory interests, such as sniffing or touching specific objects. Some students even put certain objects in their mouths, inedible objects in their mouths, which can be dangerous. They might repeatedly rub a certain object in the room or seek out objects that have characteristics such as spinning or texture that provides sensory input they're seeking. Some of the ways that teachers or therapists deal with these types of challenges are through a sensory diet. So they provide other resources for the child to use that provides that same input but are safer. They may have sensory sensitivities such as sounds, fire alarms, blow dryers, vacuums, any type of noise that would be loud or of a certain pitch that would be uncomfortable for them. They may cover their ears or they may cover their heads with a blanket or a shirt. They may also avoid certain textures such as sand and grass. For students who do have sensitivities to sound, I've seen teachers utilize headphones, especially when they know they're going to be having a fire drill or a tornado drill, anything that would give a sound that could be upsetting to the child. Other behaviors that you may notice and that I have noticed are hitting and biting themselves. They seek sensory input by providing that input through hitting and biting. One of my students actually utilized a hairbrush and he would smack himself in the stomach with the back of the hairbrush repeatedly to get that input. They may spin or swing to receive the proprioceptive input that they seek. And at times they may have temper tantrums that are not explainable. You aren't sure what is causing the temper tantrum or what is causing them to be upset. And they will escalate and then have a considerable time, a difficulty de escalating. Some of the strategies I've seen for this are the use of ABA and communication boards and the use of PECs so that they are able to express their wants and their needs rather than becoming escalated and upset. As you can see, there's a wide range of behaviors, and the severity of the behaviors is varied based on the cognition and the severity of the disability of the autism spectrum disorder. And so each child or individual relies on different sources and strategies to address these behaviors based on their specific and individualized needs. Thank you.